We are live. It is 1:30 on Wednesday, January the 7th. I think I put 1/6. I'm a day behind. But here, let me fix that real quick. Yeah, I'm doing good and know what day it is at this point. I've been off for several weeks now, a couple weeks now. I will, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I will be going back Friday. So let's start with a look at radar. Excuse me. And right now, radar is dry as a bone. Nothing really much to see on radar as we start. Matter of fact, we'll take a look at current temperatures here across the state here in just a second. But we've actually got some sun breaking through the clouds here. And here atop Pine Mountain in Blount County, where we are at the Duke family headquarters, as I call it. And according to my Tempest weather station, we got 65 here atop Pine Mountain. So let's come over here and let's switch things. There we go. We will take a look at current temperatures across the state. And this is from our friends at the Alabama Weather Network. And currently temperatures are in the 60s. It says 63 right now in Aniana, just north of us. My students, the kids around the state, kids around the country, the temperature in Birmingham is 67 degrees. 66 over in Gadsden, 68 in Center, 70. We're getting a little more sunshine, looks like, over in Pell City. 70 in Talladega, Alabaster, Sylacauga as well. 64 over in Tuscaloosa right now. 69 in Lineville, 68 in Roanoke. And we're going to see if we can, we're going to look at a couple of the sky cams from the Alabama Weather Network. Let's start in Coleman. And you can see that temperatures there 61 with cloudy skies over in Coleman. And again, these sky cams are from our friends over at the Alabama Weather Network. This is from the Birmingham Region Center. And you can see it's mostly cloudy, but we are getting some peaks out from the in between peaks of sun in between the clouds here. This is Colbert County up in Cherokee, where good friend of ours, good friend of the Alabama, the good friend of the stream, Murph is from, Don Murph is from, and you can see a few less clouds there, mostly sunny skies. And these could be our window to the world Friday night, and we're going to be talking about that here in just a second. Let's take a look at a couple more. This is Ardmore, where we have some friends of the stream. Again, Murph is at now. And you can see Again, a few less clouds across the northern part of the state, across the Tennessee Valley right now. Let's take a look at a couple more. One closer to home, Marshall County. And you can see there are some clouds, but again, not too much. And again, these are from our friends over at the Alabama Weather Network. And let's take a look at one closer, even closer to home, Bald Rock. A few peaks of sun in between the clouds here. 60 over there at Bald Rock. And we'll take a look at one more. Tuscaloosa County. This is from the from Bryant-Denny Stadium, looking to our west. And again, 64. Some breaks in the clouds here. And the dew point, 62 degrees. These are going to be important as we go through out the next few days, next couple of days here. Let's take a look over here at the, I'm going to start with the Storm Prediction Center's categorical outlook. As you can see, if you're along and north of I-59, the I-59 corridor, along into the northwest, places like us here at Pine Mountain, atop Pine Mountain, Aniana, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, Huntsville, Ardmore, Florence, the Shoals, Hamilton, Jasper, Coleman, places like that. We're in a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather. This is for Friday evening, Friday night, and into Saturday morning. Now, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. If you are along and east of that, Springville, Gadsden, Anniston, Jacksonville, Talladega, Pell City, Alabaster, Clanton, points along and south of that, close to the US 80 corridor, I-85 corridor, you are under a level 1 out of 5, rather, marginal risk for severe weather. The impacts are not going to be as great over there. The instability, not as great. Albertville is in that level 1 out of 5 slight risk, or level 2 out of 5 slight risk, but places like Boaz, as well, Sardis, you're in that marginal risk, that level 1 out of 5. And we're going to take a look here. Let's take a look at the modeling. And as you can see right now, nothing really much. And it's going to stay that way in the your Thursday. As you can see, there are some showers and thunderstorms down here across Louisiana, into Texas, Arkansas, places like that. As we advance in time, this is 12Z Friday. And you can see that some showers and thunderstorms start to move in. And this is not necessarily going to be when our severe weather threat starts. This is 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. Friday evening, during the rush hour, 6 o'clock Friday evening. Here, this is the 12Z model run. And you can see that showers and thunderstorms are starting to move into that northwestern corner of the state. The question is, will those severe weather parameters be there? I'm trying to see. I don't know that we have the instability rates. This is 9 o'clock Friday, 6 o'clock Friday night, or 9 o'clock Friday night. 12Z. This is 9 o'clock Friday night. Yes. And you can see the main Showers and thunderstorms are going to be confined mostly across the Tennessee Valley, across Huntsville, Ardmore, Athens, places like that, around this time. And then you can see they start to filter in across the state around midnight, Friday night. And then 3 o'clock Saturday morning, they're starting to move across the state. This is 6 a.m. Friday morning, or Saturday morning. You see showers and thunderstorms moving across the state. 9 a.m. And the storms are going to be with us until, really, for most of us, until about noon Saturday. So you're going to see a window from about noon Friday to about noon Saturday. And that's a big window. We're going to keep trying to nail it down as we go throughout today and tomorrow. We're about 48 hours away from the event. So keep that in mind. And then by 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, most of the showers and thunderstorms are down here around the Wiregrass region, around Dothan, south of Montgomery, Troy, Auburn, to our southeast. And then by 6 o'clock, still got some scattered showers down here around Dothan and Enterprise and places like that, but most of the state will be dry by Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. And then by 9 o'clock Saturday night, this is all moved out. The cold front's moving in behind it. And let's take a look at the severe weather. Here we go. Surface-based CAPE. And let's run it back to Friday afternoon at 8 o'clock. And you can see there's not much instability at 3 o'clock. Or at noon Friday, rather. And this is at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, and there's really not much there. Still not much there. There's not much surface-based CAPE with this system. It's just not there for us. I mean, you might have 1 joule per kilogram. There's really not a lot of surface-based CAPE. By midnight, it's starting to... Still not a whole lot there. 309, 242. I mean, 51, 63 over here. Top Pine Mountains. But there's really not much surface-based CAPE. Let's take a look at the surface-based lifted embedded X, and we'll run it back to noon. And again, you can see mainly across West Alabama, the western half of the state, west of I-65 at noon Friday. And then it starts to creep in over toward Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, Livingston, places like that, where the surface base lifted starts to kind of come in into play. But again, not a whole lot there as we get into 6 o'clock. And then we move to 9 o'clock, and it's, again, most of it's over toward Mississippi, and there's really not a whole lot there even. And this is midnight, and it's starting to move a little bit closer to the I-65 corridor. And then by midnight, or 3 a.m., by 6 a.m. rather, by 3 a.m. you can see it starting to move more eastward, but still not a whole lot there. there's just not a whole lot there. And let's take a look at the Energy Helicity Index. This is another thing that we kind of use. And again, I'm not seeing a whole lot there. And this is mostly going to be a wind threat. Keep in mind, there might be, I'm not going to say that the tornado threat is 0. This is 3 p.m. Friday afternoon, 6 p.m. Friday night, and there's not a lot of instability. There's just not a lot of energy helicity. I mean, excuse me. There's just not a lot there. And I mean, it does start to kind of creep in a little bit by midnight. Or by 9 o'clock, midnight. 3 a.m. it does kind of start to creep in a little bit more. But even, these are not, that numbers are not that impressive. I mean, they're just not. Let's take a look at the Supercell Composite. We'll start it at noon Friday. And again, not really showing much there. Six o'clock Friday evening. And we're just not seeing a whole lot. Now you have a 1s and 2s over here across West Alabama by midnight Friday night. But again, just not seeing much here. 2s and 3s across the I-65 corridor by 3 a.m. And then as we move over to toward that marginal risk area, 2s by 6 a.m. Again, this is not going to be a big tornado threat. That being said, the tornado threat is not 0. Okay? Keep that in mind. But those dew points do suggest that there's going to be enough moisture in the air. And there's enough moisture now. It's pretty humid outside. I mean, dew points in the 60s mean, hey, we're going to be having some humidity. So these are the maximum temperatures for Friday. You got 69 in Birmingham, 71 over here in Tuscaloosa, 77 in Montgomery, 79 down here in the Wiregrass around Dothan. We could see a couple spots down here in South Alabama that reach 80 on Friday before the storms come in. But I do think that the overall risk threat for Friday is going to be damaging straight line winds, and we are going to have some flooding potential. This is through 1 p.m. Friday, and as we get closer to this is going to really kind of change, obviously, as we get more into the 48-hour window this evening and tonight, and I'll have another video probably tonight after church. And you can see this is where our front is going to be around noon Friday. This is ending Friday at noon Central Time. And you can see over here across Florence, the Shoals, Ardmore, Athens area, even into Huntsville, half an inch by 1 o'clock Friday afternoon, or by noon Friday afternoon Central Time. Down here in Tuscaloosa, about 4/10 of an inch. Around 1/4 of an inch around that I-65, I-59 corridor. This is when that severe weather threat is really starting to ramp up. The main threat is going to be flooding. We're going to get a lot of much needed rain Friday afternoon, Friday night, and into your Saturday. And we're going to kind of see that as we get closer to this. So, that being said, it's going to... We're kind of setting the stage right now. This is not... I'm not going to discount it and say that we're not going to see a surprise or two. We could absolutely see a couple of surprises with this threat. Now, this is the 6 to 10 day, temperature probability outlook. And down here across South Alabama, temperatures are going to be below normal for this time of the year. Their average temperatures are a little higher, obviously speaking, than, or closer to the coast, than ours across North Central Alabama. We're going to be closer to normal for this time of the year in the 6 to 10 day outlook, and this starts next Monday. Starts Monday and goes through next Friday. And then we take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook. Everybody's going to be closer to normal in this time span from next Wednesday, a week from today, to Tuesday the 20th. Now, for precipitation, after this rain event, after this cold front moves through Friday, after the cold front moves through on Friday, we're going to be drier than normal for this time of the year. And we can really use some rain because we ended the year last year on a deficit. All right. We ended last year on a deficit. So we ended 2025 on a deficit. And, it's not looking, based on this, it's not really looking good as we start (2026), as we go throughout 2026. So, as we get into the 8 to 14 day outlook, still going to be drier than normal throughout that time period. So we could, after this cold front moves through on Friday, we definitely could use some rain. We could use some rain as we get into the latter part of the month. So I'm going to come over here to our 7-day planning forecast, and as you can see, today, and this is probably going to be generous. We very easily could hit 70. Today, some places have already hit 70. So that being said, temperatures will be in the 70s today and close to 70 today and tomorrow. We got partly cloudy skies today. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies are going to be the theme for tomorrow. As we get closer and closer to that event on Friday. And Friday, we do have an 80% chance of Showers and thunderstorms, obviously. We do have that severe threat. Saturday, and again, this is going to be an 80% chance on Saturday. But we do have the severe threat on Friday. Saturday, most of the rain and thunderstorms is going to be confined before noon for most of us across north and central Alabama. And then we start to kind of clear out. And behind that cold front, we're going to see pretty much a 22-degree temperature swing on between Saturday and Sunday. 45 Sunday. Then we're going to really go, but we're going to go back into the deep freeze for a little bit. As you can see, temperatures on Monday morning in the 20s. We could see some wind chills there. Not going to guarantee that just yet. But as we get kind of closer, we'll kind of keep an eye on that. And then we start to warm back up and get closer to average on Tuesday. Average around here this time of year is around 54 degrees. So we're still going to be a little bit below average by Tuesday, but we're going to start that warming trend. So that's going to be kind of the theme as we go throughout the next few days. Again, 70s today and close to 70 today and tomorrow. I could see us reaching 70 one of those days. Could see us reaching 70 before the storms come in on Friday as well. I went with 59. Don't know why it said 59. It should be 60. I put in 60 there. But 60, we're gonna be warm at night. You know, the last couple of nights it's been kind of warm. You know, we're not really dropping too far from our highs. And that's because the clouds act as a blanket. They serve as a blanket, keeping us warm. You know, as we had a lot of fog last night and this morning. We had a dense fog advisory. I'm not sure if we'll have one tonight. It's possible. We'll kind of keep an eye and see how things go between now and then. Between now and tonight's report. As we get closer to this event, I'm going to try to do a couple of these today and tomorrow. I go back Friday, so I'm not sure that I will be able to do one then. I may try to do one during their planning time just to kind of update the severe weather threat, because by the time we have our planning time, because I'll be with second grade on Friday, by the time we have that planning time, we will be getting close to that event, or we will be in the event. Now, that being said, I don't know, given that right now we're going with a 24-hour window. We haven't quite nailed it down yet, obviously. From noon Friday until noon Saturday. I'm not going to say one way or the other whether schools are going to let out early or not. If schools let out early, I will try to do an update a little earlier. If not, I will come on about 1:20, 1:30 on Friday and kind of see where we're at, because that's when that's when the storm threat will start across northwest Alabama, and we'll kind of talk you through it from that point. And then Friday night, if we end up under a tornado, if we have a tornado warning at any point, we may go live for a severe thunderstorm warning, given that our main threat is going to be straight line winds. We're going to have strong gusty winds with this severe weather threat. I may go live for a severe thunderstorm warning if needed. just to be safe. Just kind of give us a dry run of how we want to do things here, how I want to do things. This is a work in progress, obviously. I'm not as skilled as James or Wes or Jason or any of the local guys. I'm what you would call an amateur, but I will be here to kind of guide you through and kind of show you what's going on, what we need to do, what you need to do, and things like that. And hopefully, my goal is to get better with this. My goal is to get a little better with this and hopefully do this, on the side. This is obviously a side thing for me. My first passion is a teacher, but my second is weather. And so my goal is to try to keep us informed of when we have these threats, and then to kind of walk us through as we have those threats. I did originally start doing a weather in the word of a morning, and I kind of have felt falling off of that at the beginning of the school year, but hopefully I'll try to bring that back as we get deeper into the school year. But right now, this is kind of where we're at. So we're going to go back over real quick, just a couple of things. We're going to go over the severe weather threat, the categorical threats, real quick. So right now, this is the severe weather threat for the day 3 outlook for Friday, as of right now. And it could change between now and this evening, but right now this is the general overall thinking. If you're along and northwest of I-59, so Aniana, us here at Rimlap, atop Pine Mountain and Rimlap, Albertville, Gunnersville, Decatur, Coleman, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, Livingston, Huntsville, Athens, Ardmore, Florence, Muscle Shoals, Jasper, Fayette, Hamilton, Winfield, places like that. If I called out your area, you're under a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Friday night, and into this goes through 6 a.m. Saturday morning. This is from 6 a.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. All right. If you're along and east of I-59, so Springville, Asheville, Raglan, Gadsden, Jacksonville, Alabaster, Talladega, Pell City, Alexander City, Montgomery, Talladega, places like that, you're under a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Now, that's not saying that you're out of the woods for severe weather, but that you do need to pay attention. And that's all across the state. All across especially north and central Alabama. You do need to pay attention. All right. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the parameters again, all of that mumbo jumbo again. I'll do that again tonight. But right now, we're just in the preparation phase. All right. We're in that phase of, okay, we're getting ready for severe weather. and whatever is to come with that. That being said, now as we get closer to tomorrow or when we get into Friday, that is going to be our set phase. All right. I'm not going to say a tornado warning will be issued or anything like that, but if there, or a tornado watch or anything like that, but if there is one, that is your set phase. You need to know where you're going to go if a warning is issued. That means small room, lowest floor near the center, away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, that's the time when that warning is issued that you need to start kind of trying to get to that place, where you're going to go. It may be a friend's house. It may be a storm shelter. It may be, I don't know, you fill in the blank. You know where you're going to go if there is a tornado watch issued, a warning issued, things like that. The go phase is the tornado warning has been issued. You need to go to your safe place. Now, if you're in a mobile home, you're not going to have the time to go to your safe place if your safe place is like 10 miles down the road. That's why I said when we have the set phase, when we have that tornado watch issued, if we have a tornado watch issued, I'm not saying we're going to have a tornado watch issued, but if we do, that's when the set phase is when you need to go to your safe place. Because if you're trying to go to a storm shelter in a tornado warning, tornadoes are quick. They move fast. You're putting yourself, if you're trying to go during that go phase to a tornado shelter or to your safe place, you could easily be caught in that tornado. And so we want to try to keep y'all safe. So when we hit set, that is when you need to try to go to your safe place. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for now. I will have another update around 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. As we get, some more updated data in around 9 o'clock. So the 9 o'clock data should be hot off the press. If not, we will use the 6 o'clock data. But, again, trying to keep y'all safe, trying to keep y'all informed. We're going to start doing this a little more often. And so with that being said, again, I'm going to hop off for now. I will probably stream a little college football here, 26 here in a little bit with the Jack State Dynasty. Also coming soon, there's going to be a sports podcast coming. It may be for the College Football Playoff National Championship. Not sure yet. Just keep your eyes peeled. This is going to be a weather, sports, and sports gaming Twitch. That's been kind of my goal here as I've gotten this started. I'm not doing this really for the money. I'm doing this for you guys. And so that being said, I'm going to hop off for now. I will see you guys later this evening.